Here are 7 things you don't want to miss out on in GTA Online this week. If you have not seen the full event week yet, there was a bunch of different clothing items, some really nice things for bonus money, and even some free and returning cars. So without any further ado, let's dive into the video. To start this one off, I do want to begin with the weekly challenge. If any of you guys out there are yet to complete this, there is one really solid reason to do it, and it will be a clothing unlock that you can get by completing 3 weeks of these weekly challenges. So after you complete this one, wait for the next week, and then complete another one. After doing that, it will get you the Vinewood Undead Collection, which will be the Slasher Clown outfit, the Please Stop Me mask, the Vinewood Zombie tee, and the Skulls livery for the Mammoth Avenger. So it is worth completing this weekly challenge just for this alone, I would say. And on top of that, the weekly challenge will actually be paying $200,000 instead of the typical $100,000. To go ahead and do this weekly challenge, you really don't have to stress too much. Just load up any survival in GTA Online. For this example, I just went into the Chaos Preco survival, survived 2 waves, which is really simple. After I did this, I then could leave the survival, and after about 2 minutes of waiting around, I did eventually get the reward. So I got the brown zombie mask, and obviously the $200,000. Make sure that you do this before October 9th. Another thing that you potentially want to do is actually just logging into GTA Online at any time this week, obviously before the new event comes around. So for the first login item, we got the red Yeti Fall cap. Honestly, a pretty nice looking cap. You might be able to make a cool outfit with this. And then next up, we also have the last time you can get these Oktoberfest rewards. So if you log in, you will receive the Pisswasser Good Time tee and the red and black on the Pisswasser tees, alongside the Pisswasser livery for the Ebonhard Titan 250D. Altogether, not too bad, considering it is just a simple login unlock. Just make sure to log in at least once before October 9th comes around. And then finally, for the best part about this event, at least in my opinion, we have the bonus money. And there is one main reason I do think this is by far the best thing. It will be the bunker sell missions. Just having access to that double money and RP, it will make the bunker an absolute moneymaker. And by the time this video goes live, you should just have enough time to make the most out of it. Even if you do not get the full opportunity to take advantage of the bunker, selling a lot of stock, at least you will be able to take advantage of the discount. So you can go ahead and move your bunker if you really want to, and potentially save just a little bit of cash. In terms of other bonuses from the event, I will mention all of them because I do think you can definitely have fun in each of these modes. So we got the Beast versus Slasher Adversary mode, which will have the double money and RP, but it will also have a 4 times bonus for GTA Plus. We of course got the KO Preco survival that returned, also having double money, and the Halloween community series. Some of these things can be really fun, so if you guys play GTA Online with friends a lot of the time, I would probably suggest just dropping into one of these things. There are some really nice stunt races, worth at least trying once to really get you into the spirit of Halloween. We are now moving on to the discounts from the event. Honestly, I do think it is kind of a balanced week in terms of discounts. As I expected, we have a lot of these Halloween vehicles returning, which will also have a 30% off. As you will see on screen here with this massive list, the bunker properties is right at the top, but we also have this on the Arena War outfits, which is actually a really underrated discount. If you have gone over to a store recently and looked at these Arena War outfits, you will already know how much these things will cost, so it's nice saving just a little bit. And yeah, in terms of all of these other cars and different vehicles, there's still some nice options. I mentioned this in the event week video, but the Ocelot Jugular and the Wagner are probably my go-to picks here. If you have never experienced either one of these vehicles, I would definitely recommend trying to get one of them, especially if you guys do not have access to the HSW vehicles and play on the last gen consoles. The Wagner especially is a really nice one, and I do think the Jugular is very, very underrated. Following the 30% discounts, we also had a 25% off the Titan 250D, so a nice way to save just a little bit of cash on this one if you wanted to buy this. Personally, I don't think I will ever be getting the Titan 250D. To get the most out of the Titan 250D, you will need to have another player, which I do believe is kind of unfortunate. I wish we could use an autopilot feature similar to the Avenger. And now for the final discounts, we have the gun van. You can get a free baseball bat. We have seen this for the last few weeks, so yeah, definitely don't miss out on the free baseball bat. There is also a free stun gun for GTA Plus, a 30% 50% off the Shocker, a 50% off the Widowmaker, and then for GTA Plus members, a 50% off the Shocker, Up and Atomizer, and Unholy Hellbringer. If you are wondering if these alien sorts of weapons are useful, overall I would say they are pretty good. The Widowmaker is just a reskinned version of the minigun, and the Unholy Hellbringer is just a reskinned version of the Combat MG. The benefit of the Unholy Hellbringer is the fact you will never have to reload, so I think that's pretty nice. However, it will not be as accurate as the Combat MG Mark II. The Shocker is also pretty nice for a melee weapon. I believe it will also stun people when you hit them with it. At this point, we do have the event week money methods, which is always a staple with these different event weeks. First of all, we had this priority file for the Garment Factory. If you already have a Garment Factory, it is recommended to complete this every single week. The best way that I can put this one, it is very similar to completing one of the time trials, a pretty decent source of income every single event. The same is also true with the salvage yard robberies. This week, you guys could complete the podium robbery for the LM87, the gangbanger robbery for the Albany Roosevelt Valor, and the Duggan robbery for the Albany Hermes. Another thing that is completely worth your time. And the last event week money method will be our time trials. The standard time trial is located here called Stab City, and the HSW time trial is Del Perro Beach to Murrieta Heights. Another thing that is always worth doing. The time trials are always just a really quick source of income, and typically I would recommend completing these things as soon as the event week drops or shortly after. At this point, we need to mention the free cars from the event. Compared to different event weeks, I don't think these things are anything too crazy. However, they are still free vehicles, so they are always worth it. First up, we had the new Casino Lucky Wheel Podium vehicle, which was the JB700W. So make sure to spin the Lucky Wheel over these next few days to have a chance to get this for free. And probably the best free vehicle will be the BF Weevil. I do think the challenge for this one is extremely easy because you only need to win in the LS Car Meet series for 3 days in a row. So hopefully you will just have enough time to complete this. The BF Weevil can also be upgraded at Benny's to be turned into the BF Weevil Custom, which is surprisingly one of the fastest vehicles, or at least standard vehicles in GTA Online, excluding the special cars and HSW upgrades. Other than the BF Weevil's top speed when upgraded, it really does not have too much else going for it. I still think it is a pretty nice thing to have, and if you are bored of driving every other car in the game, it is always nice to pull this thing out and see how well you can handle it. And last but not least, I also wanted to include some of the returning cars from the event. Obviously, we already covered the discounts, and there was some returning cars here, pretty much all of these Halloween ones, and you can actually find most of these things inside Simeon's Auto Shop or PDM. Now, do I expect these vehicles to be removed in the next week? I would probably say no. Obviously, with these next few weeks being Halloween themed, I would probably expect them to stay in the game, at least until the end of the month, but just in case they don't, it might be worth test driving at least one of these things, and potentially even purchasing one. The LS Car Meet test track also had some returning cars. We had the Exemplar, the Massacre, and the FMJ. I also said this in the event week video, but I do think the FMJ is the best returning vehicle this week, at least in terms of performance and just overall how this one looks. A really nice car to have in your garage. And yeah, that will be everything from the events that you definitely want to try and do before this new event comes around. Another thing that I could potentially include here will be these jack-o'-lanterns, but I do expect these things to carry over to the next week, and that is the main reason I did not want to include them in this video. Still potentially worth doing just in case they do get removed, but at this point I highly doubt it. Over the next few weeks we can definitely expect the UFOs to return in GTA Online. If anything, I do think they will be coming on the 9th of October, and as usual they will start all the way out near Palito Bay, eventually getting over to the city. I always thought that was a cool idea by Rockstar. They start moving along, and there also is a lot more of them when we get closer to Halloween. Another thing that we could also expect will be the Ghosts Exposed event. If you guys remember that from last year, where you have to go around the map and take photographs of these different ghosts. Another really cool thing. I hope we do see this in the next week as well, or at least the week after. That will be really cool to see again. But yeah, overall, what do you think about this event? In my opinion, I do think these are the things that you probably want to try and do or get, but make sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Did I miss anything out? And also let me know if you guys have used the bunker yet. Maybe you have just purchased one, or you already have made millions of dollars. And yeah, that will do it for this video. If you went on to enjoy this or found it useful in any way, shape or form, make sure to leave a like. I always do appreciate your support, and if you are new to the channel and like what you see, subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.